You can divide the economy into two groups. One trades time for wages, participating in growth only while physically on the clock. The other group holds assets, like stocks, businesses, and real estate, that compound quietly in the background, generating value even while they sleep. For decades, millions of hardworking Americans have found themselves stuck in that first group. The challenge for a warehouse worker or truck driver has rarely been a lack of discipline. The issue is structural. They have lacked a formal system to convert their immense labor into long-term ownership. It is July 2026, and today we are examining a new policy designed to alter the math of how working families build wealth. Created in 2025 and funded starting this month, the Trump account offers eligible newborns a $1,000 seed contribution. This initial pilot program operates on a strict timeline. The Treasury will deposit that $1,000 seed only for eligible U.S. citizens born between January 1, 2025 and December 31, 2028. By itself, a single $1,000 deposit will not rescue a household from poverty. This policy provides a precise mathematical instrument, but making it function properly requires intense, sustained family discipline over a period of decades. Stripped of the political name on the legislation, this policy operates under a clear legal framework. It establishes a new class of traditional individual retirement account, exclusively for the benefit of a minor. It diverges from a standard IRA in one crucial way. The child is not required to have earned income to participate. The rules cap contributions at $5,000 per year. That maximum is combined, meaning it covers deposits from parents, friends, and participating employers. During the first 18 years of the account, the funds are legally restricted to eligible U.S. index funds. This mandates broad market diversification and prevents families from gambling on individual stocks. We can compare this structure to other familiar vehicles. A 529 plan, for example, allows withdrawals at any time, as long as the funds are directed toward qualified education expenses. A custodial UTMA account offers even more flexibility, granting the adult custodian broad discretion to liquidate assets for the child's benefit before they reach adulthood. The Trump account prohibits both. Before we look at the projections, remember that this analysis is for educational purposes, not financial or tax advice. Always consult a professional. And if you find this breakdown helpful, please support the channel by subscribing to the Learn and Invest podcast. The strict lockup mechanism of this new account is an intentional feature. By entirely removing the temptation to withdraw funds for early consumption or childhood emergencies, the structure mathematically enforces long-term ownership over short-term needs. This chart shows illustrative 20-year projections for the account, assuming an average annual market return of 7%. We start by looking at the bottom flat gray line, which represents the baseline trajectory of the government's initial deposit. If a family relies entirely on that initial $1,000 seed and never adds another cent, the account grows to exactly $3,870. It is a helpful start, but it will not alter a child's life trajectory. The outcome changes dramatically when we move up to the diverging blue lines, which model the impact of consistent monthly contributions from the family. If a parent automates just $50 a month, roughly the equivalent of taking on one extra overtime shift, that total climbs to nearly $30,000 over 2 decades. Doubling that effort to $100 a month breaks the $50,000 threshold. At the very top, the red curve maps the trajectory for households who manage to hit the maximum annual limit of $5,000. Under those optimal conditions, the account clears $200,000 by the time the child reaches 18. These projections carry a necessary mathematical limitation. They are nominal figures. Assuming an average annual inflation rate of 2 to 3% is tax-deferred rather than tax-free. Earnings are generally subject to ordinary income taxes upon withdrawal, introducing tax complexity when the child eventually takes ownership. Even with those variables, the underlying math delivers a clear verdict. The massive gap between $3,000 and $200,000 is entirely engineered by the habits of the household. The initial government deposit is identical for everyone. Beyond the spreadsheet, this account attacks a recognized behavioral hurdle. Operating in a state of financial scarcity naturally forces a short time horizon. When a household faces immediate survival pressures, Delaying gratification is actively punished by circumstances. A locked account provides a child with a lived counterexample. Watching an index fund compound and recover from downturns over 15 years structurally shifts their identity away from being a consumer and toward becoming an owner. We see the need for this transition clearly in communities that rely heavily on physical labor to establish stability. South Sudanese Americans, for example, have built a foundation in the United States through intense work ethic and sacrifice. They possess immense discipline, but many currently lack a structured bridge to the financial markets. These working families do not require a lecture on sacrifice or saving. What they need is a low-cost, trusted vehicle designed specifically to capture a fraction of their labor and convert it into compounding equity. Today, much of that labor is concentrated in massive fulfillment centers, logistics hubs, and meatpacking plants. These environments demand relentless physical exertion, but offer wages alone, leaving workers isolated from the broader ownership economy. To cross that barrier, parents need to take two mechanical steps: officially establish the account by filing IRS Form 4547, and then ruthlessly automate a monthly payroll deduction so the money is invested before it can be consumed. Corporations have a direct incentive to participate in this process. Under the policy, employers can contribute up to $2,500 tax-free to an employee's child. For a logistics firm or factory, that is a highly efficient way to build a level of workforce loyalty that hourly wages cannot secure. Industrial and service labor is deeply honorable work. But stopping at wages means transferring only the expectation of more work to the next generation, leaving them entirely exposed to the exact same economic cycle. The federal policy provides the legal container, but it does not mandate financial literacy. That responsibility falls entirely on local institutions, churches, neighborhood associations, and community groups, who must teach families how to use the tool. The Trump account strips away the complexity of wealth building and offers working families a locked, tax-advantaged bridge into the ownership economy. The most critical takeaway is that consistency matters far more than perfection. A family must not walk away from a $50 monthly habit simply because they cannot afford the $5,000 annual maximum. As we evaluate this policy, consider three questions. First, how can you systematically redirect a portion of daily consumption into a compounding asset? Second, how will you actively teach your children the mechanics of the market, ensuring they inherit an education in ownership rather than just a windfall? And third, what steps can your local community take to organize financial literacy efforts and fill the education gap left by the government? The state can engineer a tax structure, and it can plant an initial $1,000 seed. But a single seed is not a harvest. The final harvest belongs exclusively to the hardworking families who cultivate it. Thank you for your time today. As always, learn and invest.
I stay grinding, I stay prepared. Life got a price tag, I already paid it there. I stay grinding, I stay